Hello everyone, welcome back to our physics class. Today we are going to start our new chapter, Measurements. Chapter 2, Measurements. Measurements is an integral part of our everyday life. As example, vegetable vendor weighs the vegetables that we buy to measure their mass. Another example, a cloth merchant measures the length of each piece of cloth that he sells. How are they measuring these materials? Vegetable vendor using beam balance and cloth merchant using the meter scale to measure the cloth piece. Like that, different object can measure in different ways. In this chapter, we are going to study about measurements, quantities and units, etc. If I ask you to measure the length of your pencil, how will you measure? You will take a pencil and keep it on your scale or ruler. Scale, we can say it as ruler. Okay. So, like that, we can measure the length of your pencil, pen, etc. If I ask you to measure the length and breadth of your bed sheet, will you take your scale? No. You will take a meter scale or tape, right? Measuring tape. Let me ask you another question. What's the time now? How will you check the time? We can check the time by looking on the clock, right? Did you consult doctor before? When you go to hospital, first of all, they will check your temperature, body temperature. How are they measuring your body temperature? Do you know the name of that instrument? Yes, it is clinical thermometer. What about the liquids? How will we measure milk, water, kerosene, etc.? When you go to a ration shop, did you find any special equipment there to measure kerosene? In this each cases, quantity is to be measured. What are the quantities? Length, mass, volume, temperature, time. These are the quantities. So, we refer to this as an unknown quantity. We don't know that. That's why we are calling it as a unknown quantity. Let us try to understand how an unknown quantity is measured. So, length of your height can be measured using meter scale or measuring tape, etc. What about vegetable vendor? He uses common balance or beam balance. You can see that there will be two pans for weighing the vegetables. One pan is using to keep the vegetables and the other one is keeping some masses. That means weights. So the shopkeeper balances the items with one or more non-weights. You may be seeing that he is adjusting the weight by keeping one or two masses, right? But nowadays you can see digital weighing machine. In this machine they can keep fruits, vegetables, rice, etc. directly on the machine. Okay? Did you see this machine before? This is called a spring balance. You can see this with a scrap dealer. He measures the mass of old newspaper that he collects. So these all examples shows that an unknown quantity is measured by comparing it with a non-fixed quantity of same kind. So what we can say? We can say measurement is finding out the exact value of an unknown quantity by comparing it with a non-fixed quantity of the same kind. So what's a measurement? Measurement is finding out the exact value of an unknown quantity by comparing it with a non-fixed quantity of the same kind. So, in our day-to-day life, we often need to measure quantities like length, mass, time, temperature, volume, etc. So, any quantity that can be measured is called a physical quantity. Any quantity that can be measured is called a physical quantity. So, there are two types of physical quantities. One is fundamental quantities and another one is derived quantities. First, we can check what is fundamental quantities. Fundamental quantities are the basic physical quantities that do not depend on other physical quantity. Okay, so there are 7 fundamental quantities. So it won't be depend on the other physical quantities. So which are the fundamental quantities? Mass, length, time, temperature, electric current, amount of substance and luminous intensity. Now you have to know about mass, length, time, temperature and electric current. Amount of substance and luminous intensity you will be studying in higher classes. Now, next one is derived quantity. The derived quantities are physical quantities that are derived from the combination of fundamental quantities. That means these derived quantities we can make with the help of fundamental quantities. Like if you are finding area of a book, we will find length and breadth of the book. Right, children? But by finding length and breadth, you won't get the area. What we have to do? We have to multiply length and breadth. So, area is a derived quantity. Area is derived from the fundamental quantity length. Okay, same way, another example I can say speed. Speed is a derived quantity. How will we find the speed? We will find the distance and time taken to cover the distance. Then we will divide it, then you will get speed. So speed we can find using the fundamental quantity length and time. Length divided by time you will get speed. Distance is related to length, no? So we can find speed using the fundamental quantities. Therefore we can say speed is a derived quantity. Another example for derived quantities are area and volume. How do we find volume? Length into breadth into height. So here we are using length of different sides as a fundamental quantity. Then we are getting derived quantity. Okay, children? Next topic is unit of measurement. We have learned that measurement is a comparison of unknown physical quantity with a non-fixed quantity of the same kind. So what is a unit? The non-fixed quantity to which an unknown quantity of the same kind is compared is called a unit. The measured quantity is always expressed as a number followed by the unit that you know. The number denotes the number of times the unit is contained in the measured quantity. That means if I am saying 50 kg, kg is unit, kilogram. 50 means number of times it is repeated for 1 kg, for 1 unit. Clear? So 50 is a numerical value and kg is a unit. In the previous years, we have studied the standard units. What is the standard unit of length? Meter, centimeter, then foot, kilometer, etc. are the standard units. What about mass? Gram, kilogram, pound, etc. are standard units of mass. Then time we can say in seconds. Clear? First we can discuss the fundamental quantity length. Length is a fundamental quantity. It is a measure of the distance between two points, like measurement of the thickness of a book, distance between two cities, then depth of a well, height of a person, etc. are the some examples of measures of length. We use meter as a unit of length commonly. Larger length can be measured by using the multiples of meter, such as decameter, hectometer, kilometer, etc. Smaller lengths can be measured by using submultiples of meter, such as decimeter, centimeter, or millimeter. I'll be giving another video based on this multiples and submultiples of units. So don't worry about that. Now I am going to teach you how to measure length. Here I have 21 centimeter scale, or we can say it as ruler. Can you see? Okay. In this you can see starting from 0. 1, 2, 3. So 0 to 1, that is 1 centimeter. Each division is 1 centimeter. Then you can see small lines here. Can you see small lines? These one line represent 1 millimeter. Centimeter is here to here. Then small one line represent millimeter. So how many lines are there in between 0 and 1? There will be 10 lines. Here you can see middle one marked. That is 5 millimeter. So this one 1 centimeter, this one 5 millimeter. Clear? So what about this? This is 0 to 5. So 5 centimeter. Suppose if I ask what is the measurement of this one? How will you say? We can say it as it is 4.5 centimeter, or we can say 4 centimeter and 5 millimeter. Clear, children? Now you will be having a doubt that what about these markings on the other side of the scale? These markings are inches. Okay, About inches, we can study later. Now you study about centimeter and meter. Ruler is used to measure small length. If you go to textiles, you can see meter rod. I have given the picture. On the meter rod, you can see the measurements starting from 0 to 100. 0 to 100. So, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. Okay. If the length is longer, we use measuring tape. So depending on the length to be measured, we can choose suitable instrument. Now I'll give you one assignment, that find the length and breadth of your physics textbook. Before starting to do the assignment, you can write chapter name, then lecture note. After that, you can write activity 1, then my question. Okay, find the length and breadth of the physics textbook. Okay, so submit your lecture note and this answer in your Google Classroom. Thank you.